don't seem to get colds or anything. I don't know what getting sick is anymore. This is so cool.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or by going to balanceofnature.com and make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
As politicians around the country impose freedom restrictions, including curfews and school closings, some Americans are pushing back. With what's going on in Kentucky, USA Radio News' Tim Berg explains.
The Kentucky Attorney General has joined with a religious school to sue Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat, to block his order that bans in-person instruction at religious schools. Beshear issuing
a popular and beautiful mini fruit. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
For generations, we've worked the land. We've faced hardships and uncertainty before, but you can depend on Florida's farmers. We will continue to rise before dawn and harvest our crops, ensuring that Florida-grown fruits and vegetables are in your stores and that your family is fed. We are providers for our families and yours. We're Florida's farmers, and we're in this together.
I'm a botanist, I'm a scientist, and an activist. I'm a mechanic, I'm a caretaker, a hay raker, I'm a miller, a tiller, and a grain bin filler. I'm a farmer. But the most important handle I ever had is Dad.
You're a parent first, farmer second. Do all you can to make your farm safe for children. Visit cultivatesafety.org for help protecting the most important thing you will ever raise.
Kumquats are tiny, tasty fruits that look like mini oranges. The flesh is a little sour, while the skin is sweet, giving them a unique flavor. Growing these lovely, grape-sized fruits is relatively easy. They're a good tree for beginning gardeners. They're self-pollinating, so you'll only have to plant one. Kumquats even do well growing in containers. Planting by seed isn't the best route, but with a little labor and love, it can be done. Plant in full sunshine in loamy, well-draining soil. These plants can't handle clay soil. Make sure the soil stays moist for the first few years. Stake the tree if it's planted in a windy area. If you plant your kumquats as a hedge, space the trees 5 feet apart. If you plant the trees in an orchard, space them about 12 feet apart. Most trees grow up to about 15 feet in height. Plant kumquats alongside other citrus, such as lime, lemon, and grapefruit. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be mostly sunny, high today 78 to 82, then mainly clear this evening, low tonight 57 to 66. Tuesday will be mostly sunny and pleasant, high tomorrow 79 to 82, then Wednesday we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine and a high of 79 to 83. Look for a thunderstorm in spots Thursday afternoon. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Hi, I'm Monica Gatson with iServe Home Care and Companion Solutions. I will be a guest on Ocala Talks, hosted by Tom and co-hosted by Sunda, coming up this Monday, November 23rd at 9:05 a.m. Tune in to find out how I help to better serve our seniors within the community. We provide non-medical services wherever they call home. Again, tune in Monday, November 23rd at 9:05 right here on WOCA, The Source.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to hour number 2 of Ocala Talks. We're halfway through our usual Mondays program of Ocala Talks with Tom and Sonda. And we're waiting for Monica Gadsden. She's with iServe. She'll be coming in the building soon, I hope. She hope traffic didn't grab her too much. I know that sometimes you can, through things that are no fault of your own, you can get caught up in traffic accidents or in traffic congestion because of accidents and all. So I hope everything's okay with Monica this morning. Sonda is efforting to find out exactly what's going on now. So We should know something in a few minutes, or Monica could come running in here any minute because, it's just, you never know.
So I don't think she's going to. She just said, oh my God, I was thinking Tuesday.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Do we maybe want to bring her on next Monday?
Yeah, we may reschedule her. Okay. It's no bueno.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, these things happen.
Yeah.
People put them in the calendars wrong. Sometimes, look, I'm the first to tell you that my management skills of my calendar, suspect at best.
Oh, I know. I am the worst at saying, yes, I'm going to be there, or scheduling a meeting and then forgetting to put it in my calendar. And then I double book myself, and it's the worst.
Yeah, and in radio, it happens all the time. And it literally is the worst. I always say if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. And then I don't put things in my calendar.
I know. We have a bad habit.
And your calendar is your lifeline.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you the next networking meeting I got because I don't put it in my calendar. But I can tell you when I'm supposed to get my hair cut.
Because right?
Well, they send me a text that immediately loads into my Google Calendar.
Ah.
So it's
that's convenient.
It's something that the place I get my hair cut at, it's a tool they use.
Very cool.
When they send it to me, when I accept they send me, they say, you're scheduled for an appointment at so-and-so salon on so-and-so day.
Yeah.
Do you accept? When you press accept, it immediately loads into your Google Calendar.
I like that.
It's a Google world.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, Tom, you got an Android. Why? You should have an Apple. I go, no. It's a Google world. Google owns Android.
I have a Google Pixel as well.
Yeah. I got a Samsung, but Google owns Android. It's Android world. It's a Google world.
Yep. No, my whole family has iPhones actually, and they're always pushing me to because I do not have an iPhone. But we actually had a competition because I kept telling them that my phone took much better pictures.
100%.
And then we actually took pictures of the same thing, and they finally admitted that my phone does take better pictures.
I got the Samsung S20.
Yeah.
And it takes amazing pictures. So I go, yeah, but it's not like the Apple 12. Or Apple 11 or Apple 37. I don't know which one they're on. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
We took the same picture, the same egret at the same time out at that restaurant that will remain nameless on the Withlacoochee in Dunellen.
Okay.
And we compared the pictures, no filters.
Yep.
And they were like, damn, your phone takes a better picture.
See, there we go.
Because it does.
Mystery finally solved.
And by the way, isn't that how most people pick their phones? How it takes pictures?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, does it have a better operating system so you can get your emails? But no, how's it do Facebook and Instagram and how's it do pictures?
Well, for me as an event planner, I have to have good pictures.
Certainly.
So for me, that's the number one thing. But I'm assuming that for other people, they may have other necessities. So maybe it's just us that like pictures.
I literally chose the Android.
Yeah.
Because it's a Google world.
Yeah.
I mean, Google is, if you remember the Terminator pictures, Terminator films with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. Yeah. Skynet was the big bad, group that turned the machines on and everything.
Yeah.
Google's Skynet.
Yeah.
That's what
For
Google
sure.
is. Google is Skynet.
For sure. So, everything is owned by Google.
Everything's owned by Google. And I didn't know. Here's a little known fact about Google that I'm going to tell the listeners, help them out here. Do you know that when you go to Google and when you do a Google search, the first 5 things that come up are Google ads? In the search parameter you put up, 5 different businesses that you can accomplish what you are looking for with those 5 businesses.
Yeah.
And they pay to be in that order, 1 through 5.
Yep.
Do you know that somewhere in that top 5 always is a business that's owned by Google?
Really?
Yeah. Google owns almost every business that you could search for, or they own a piece of it or something, and they're always in the top 5.
Interesting.
That's not interesting. That's criminal, if you ask me. but yeah.
It's their own platform.
It is their own platform.
Yeah.
And one of the 5 businesses is always a partner of Google or owned by Google.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's also, I don't know if you're a big sunglass person.
I am.
Yeah, I mean, like Dolce & Gabbana or stuff like that, designer sunglasses.
Yes.
Designer eyewear. You don't wear glasses yet because you're not old enough to wear glasses.
I do wear glasses.
Oh, you do wear glasses. So Dolce & Gabbana or something like that. Prada. Yeah, right. Okay. There's only 2 eyeglass makers in the world.
Is one of them Google?
No. No. Well, there's only 2 eyeglass makers in the world.
Yeah.
One of them is an Italian company.
Yeah.
That owns the design rights to about 180 different designer classes.
Huh.
From Polo to Dolce & Gabbana to Prada. All of them are made at the same factory in Italy.
Interesting.
Exact same factory. A lot of times the frames are exactly the same. They just put different logos on them.
Depending on who likes what, right?
And sell them at astronomical prices.
Yep.
But and you can go watch this. It's on 60 Minutes. Go to 60 Minutes and look up eyeglass special wear or something. You can find it on the 60 Minutes, old 60 Minutes. You can sometimes get the exact same glasses coming down the line that they change the logos on as they're coming down the line. And by changing the logos, the glasses go from $400 a pair to $40 a pair. Right. And it's the exact same frame, exact same polymer, everything.
Yeah.
Just the logo changes.
But don't you think that's what everything, clothes?
But that's what the point I'm making is that shows you how powerful branding is.
Yeah.
Because a pair of glasses, by the way, unless you get real close to a pair of glasses, or if you look at the arm on a pair of glasses, you don't know whether they're Dolce & Gabbana.
Yep.
You don't know whether they're Prada. You don't know if there's Jimmy Shoeshine, Jimmy Shoeshine parking garage glasses. You don't know what they are.
Yep. Well, my weaknesses are sunglasses and handbags. Everything else, I don't really care if it's designer or not.
And have you ever, because I think I know this answer without even asking, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you ever tried to pull the wool over by getting a knockoff designer bag?
No.
I knew that.
No.
I knew your answer would always be no.
But here's what's funny. When I was 17,
which was, by the way, about 3-4 years ago.
3-4 years ago. I was dating someone that sold knockoff bags. And there are a lot of women that do buy them.
A lot.
Because he made a fortune.
Because you can buy a knockoff bag for $80.
Yeah.
That's regularly $800.
No, like $20.
Right, okay.
On 34th Street or Times Square in New York, you get them for $20.
Yeah, I back in the day, 1996. You were how old in 1996?
I was 7.
7. So when you were 7 years old, I was in Times Square. And the girl I was dating at the time loved Dooney and Burke. Okay?
Yep.
And it was a big, it's still a handbag now that women like, but in 1996, Dooney and Burke was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not like Louis, but it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because Louis is a big deal regardless.
Right.
But Dooney and Burke was a big deal. And I saw a guy selling Dooney and Burks in Times Square for $30.
There we go. Maybe Booney and Dirks.
No, they had the actual name tags on everything. They were illegal knockoffs.
There is something like a tiny little thing that they will change. Just something that people won't even notice.
What it was on the Dooney and Burke little tag that hung on it, the ampersand.
Yeah.
Usually when you look at a Dooney and Burke, it's Dooney and the ampersand Burke, and they're all. This one was Dooney space and space Burke, and so the label was a little longer than it should have been.
Yep.
And it was a knockoff that, I paid $30 for it, gave it to her for Christmas. She was all excited about her Dooney and Burke, and in February it started coming unsewn. The seams were coming loose and everything. So I had to come clean and say I bought it at Times Square for $30. I was like, and then I did this. I go, but isn't it the thought that counts? She was like, hell no, it's not the thought that counts. But there's a lot of knockoffs.
But for a couple months there, you had her.
Right. And there's a lot of knockoffs. But in the glasses world,
it's the
$30
same.
knockoffs could be made by the same exact company that's making the Prada glasses.
Yeah.
The people that are selling knockoffs are getting them from somewhere.
Right.
Now, a lot of times they do come from less than reputable manufacturers from all over the globe.
Right.
But sometimes they come from the actual manufacturer themselves who's just trying to get more of their product out there.
Right.
Maybe a little less quality.
Right.
Or the mistakes or something that they can then sell.
Just to catch a whole different market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that just shows you the power of branding.
Right.
There are lots of people in this world that can't afford a Louis, but will still buy a knockoff Louis just to say, look at my Louis.
Exactly.
Even though it's not a Louis, they know it's not a Louis.
Yeah.
They'll still.
It's all about appearances, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
I feel like it's all about self-confidence, really, at the end of the day, right? People who want to show something like that, even if it's not real, it's really just putting on something for other people, but it's to make yourself feel good about yourself.
So
right?
what you're saying is if it's real to you, it's real.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's really just because you're getting attention from other people, and that's what's validating your self-worth, right? Which is not healthy, but I believe that that's where it's coming from.
You're right about it. It does something to the value of your self-worth. The last time I was in the airport taking a trip, I was going to Querétaro, Mexico.
Yeah.
We were actually going to San Miguel de Allende, but you had to fly into Querétaro.
Okay.
And as we're flying out of Querétaro, a woman comes by, and everybody was stunned at how nice her Louis Vuitton luggage looked. Mm-hmm. Nobody needs Louis Vuitton. Luggage gets beat up. It gets thrown around.
Yeah.
Okay, it gets abused.
Yeah.
If I was going to spend $5,000, it wouldn't be on luggage.
Right.
Because of how it gets abused. But this woman, everybody in the airport went, and I mean, literally, I watched people's heads turn.
Yeah.
As she come wheeling by 2 pieces of Louis luggage.
And that's why she paid that much for it, right?
Not because she thought it was good luggage, probably, but because of the head turns.
Exactly.
And sometimes I think that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of times catching the attention, you never know whose attention you're going to catch.
Right.
And if you catch the right person's attention, you maybe start a partnership with the right person. It could lead to a pretty good boon in cash flow.
Exactly.
So I guess there is reasonings behind it. But if you ever want to get glasses, just go to that Italian thing. You know, they actually have an online thing where you can go buy straight from the factory.
I've seen that. What is the website again? Do you remember?
I forget the name of it, but I can look it up and get it for you. But where you can go buy straight from them, and it's like 50%, 40% off.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
we're going to talk.
we're gonna talk. You like your Prada, do you?
I do.
Was that not one of your favorite movies? The Devil Wears Prada.
You know what? I love the actors that were in it. It is a good movie, but I'm not
hilarious.
as obsessed as like a lot of people are obsessed with that movie.
There are people that are obsessed with that movie.
I thought it was a great movie.
See, I'm obsessed with a different kind of movie. I'm obsessed with Goodfellas.
Yeah. You like those movies?
No, just that one.
Just that one?
I've watched it probably from beginning to end. 550, 560.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, probably not an exaggeration. It was it in The Shining when I was in college. Either that, The Shining, or sports were the only thing that were on my television in college.
So what made you so obsessed about that movie?
It was a lifestyle. They made grandiose a lifestyle that's a bunch of scumbags, by the way.
Right.
Let's clear it up. They're organized crime guys. They're a bunch of scumbags that take advantage of people.
Right.
But I think it was that they didn't answer to anybody, and they lived their life the way they wanted to live it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had to answer to the law, but other than that, nobody told them what to do.
But they also thought that they were above the law, kind of.
Well, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
But I like the attitude of I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's why I wear flip-flops in business meetings.
Casino was a very good movie. I used to be into all those movies, too.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really see them coming out too much anymore, right?
Nah, because people got there's Italian-American groups that were upset with how Italian-Americans were being always portrayed as gangsters and everything.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. You know, I completely understand. You don't always want to be labeled as a gangster.
Right.
You know, just like now, in the recent years, some of your heritage has been put into the mob movies,
Russians.
where the only Russians in the world are just killers that were former KGB agents that are now living in America
as spies,
or organized crime.
Yep,
that's all.
Yeah.
You know, there's no.
But that's been around for a while too.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no Russians that actually work for a living. They're all criminals.
Yeah. Very smart criminals.
and we know that that's not true.
Right.
We know that the Russian people are just like every people.
Yeah.
You have very intelligent criminals. You have very dumb criminals.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
But they're portrayed.
Yeah.
Their image is
just an image. Exactly.
A tough guy, and you never see. And here's another thing about the Russian heritage that I just don't understand. You never see any ugly Russian women, and you never see any good-looking Russian men. You always see Russian men always with necks like mine, big guys, big nose, busted up scars all over their face, tough guys drinking vodka like it's water. And then the Russian women are all supermodels.
Well, my mom did marry an Indian guy, so I guess you're not lying.
You know, so but it's funny how we get caught how if you ask the average person to describe a Russian man, I bet you would come back with a big hulking guy, you know, and you ask him to describe a Russian woman, gorgeous, supermodel type. You ask him to describe an Italian man, slick back hair, big neck, looks like he could kill you at any moment, you know. Russian woman, Italian woman, cheap pantsuits, bad makeup, you know. But that's
perms?
Yeah, perms, but that's the stereotype.
Right. And that's because that's what's been portrayed in movies.
Right.
Yeah.
We put a lot of stock in how we see Hollywood portrayed. Like Hollywood, when I tell you Hollywood Western, what do you think of the Wild West? Because you growing up here, you know, when somebody says the Wild West, what do you think about?
Shooting, deserts.
Right, shooting. First thing.
Yeah.
People with guns killing each other.
Right.
First thing.
Yep.
Do you know the death rate in the Wild West was about a third of what it was back east in civilized territories?
That's funny.
Because everybody had a gun.
Yeah.
Chances are you're going to be law abiding. You're not going to act too crazy when you could die at a moment's notice.
Right. Yep.
The Wild West was actually not that wild, but Hollywood, because it sold tickets, made it into this wild outlaw. You know, it really was.
It became its own genre.
It really wasn't.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. To people of history, which I am a history person, people of history, the Wild West is a name that was given by, the only reason it was called wild to history people is because it was untamed country. Yeah. Nobody lived out there. It was, you know,
So which
wild.
states does it refer to?
Anything west of Missouri.
Okay.
Anything west of Missouri, because that's where independence was, and that's where the Oregon Trail and all that it kicked off to go to California to Oregon.
Yeah.
So anything west of Missouri from 1840 on was considered the Wild West.
Okay.
It wasn't just Arizona and California.
Yeah.
But people tend to think Arizona, but Kansas was the Wild West at one time.
Yeah.
Nevada, Utah, Colorado, all of them were the Wild West. But it was wild only in that it was a wild country. There were wild animals, and it wasn't civilized yet, and there was no states and no local government. It wasn't wild in that people were carrying around bottles of liquor and shooting up the town, having a rootin', tootin', shooting this. No, it wasn't that way.
No, that's Vegas.
Right. It wasn't that way.
Yeah.
It was really a place where people, gritty, tough people, went to make their living because they knew that they had to get away from the eastern seaboard. It was getting all crammed up.
Yeah.
And land was free.
Right. Ah.
So you go out and you just put your stakes in the ground.
Yeah.
Say, I want this section of land, go register it with the land office. It got registered. Now you own the land.
Well, that's easy enough.
I mean, so it wasn't so much wild like people were killing each other and stuff. Let's take a phone call real quick. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Did you ever read the book by James Michener called Centennial?
Of course I did.
Absolutely great book.
100%.
You know, I recommend dusting it off and reading it again for those of you that did years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, good book, Jim. It was good book.
Good morning.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good morning.
But the book Centennial that he's talking about explains the Wild West in great form, and you realize it wasn't that wild.
Yeah.
You hear great romantic stories about Billy the Kid. Most people thought Billy the Kid was just a dangerous kid who needed to be brought to justice.
Yeah.
Okay? You hear wild stories about Jesse James. Most of that took place in Nebraska and Minnesota.
Okay.
You know, people think, oh, Jesse James.
Yeah.
Most of that was in Nebraska and Minnesota.
I'm going to need to read that book.
So, you know, whenever you think, everybody, the gold rush, 1849. Wasn't even the first gold rush in the country. 1828, Dahlonega, Georgia, first gold rush in the country.
Yeah.
Unless you take the time they found a little bit of gold in 1790 in North Carolina, but it wasn't really a rush.
Yeah.
First big gold rush in the United States was in Dahlonega, Georgia in 1828. And that's why the state of Georgia's capital right now has very thinly beaten 24-karat gold that covers its entire Capitol dome. Right. Because that was the site of the first gold rush, was Georgia.
That's very cool.
But it gives you sometimes the reason we talk about this is branding can lead you into a certain direction. Like the Godfather movies and all branded Italian Americans as, you know, just organized crime guys.
Right.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
Russians are branded as these big thuggish ex-KGB guys that are spying on America. Not correct.
Yep.
The Wild West, not as wild as some of the places back east. Chicago was a much more dangerous town than, say, Cheyenne, Wyoming was. Much more dangerous. So we're checking the time here. Talking with Sonda Eunice. Now I got somebody calling me on my back line. That's wonderful. You ever get those? I just don't understand how they got my cell phone number.
Right. Is it out there anywhere?
I guess it is. It's on Facebook for my business and all.
Yeah. Well, you need a business phone number.
I've had this number as my business number for 10 years. So it's
but I have a business number and I just forward it to my cell phone, but then people don't know your cell phone. And I can tell when they're calling for my business.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Yeah.
I just put them on my block call on my phone.
Okay, that works too.
It's too late. It's too late. So coming next week, do we have a guest coming up next week?
We do. And I'm going to try to get Monica on next week as well.
Okay.
But we do also have Ladidra Stokes. She's going to be coming on with RBS Educational and Counseling Services. So we're going to get to know a lot more about her and her organization as well. So I'm excited about that.
Good. And if you, like I said, if you want to maybe have a chance to highlight your business on Ocala Talks with Tom and Sonda, get in touch with Sonda Eunice. Tell them how they get in touch with you.
Sure. So on Facebook, definitely add me on Facebook. Sonda is Sonda. Eunice is Eunus. You can also go to my website, which is LMS, as in Leading Marketing Solutions, dash, like the hyphen, plus plus.com. That's my website. You can always send me a message on there. You can find me on LinkedIn, same name, Sonda Eunice. So I'm all over the internet.
And we will not discuss how much a fee of what the cost of the fee is. There is a fee, but it is a very affordable fee.
Definitely.
Nominal, as it were.
Yeah.
It's very, very affordable. So,
especially since it includes commercials leading up to
leading up to your appearance, you get commercials as well. So it's very, very affordable.
Great package.
It really is a good package. Get in touch with Sonda if you want to be a part of this show. We do it every Monday. Tom and Sonda on Ocala Talks from 8:30 to 9:30. So we've got about a minute left. Anything you want to ask me or ask the listeners to get homework for next week? Anything like that?
Can I tell people about my event?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Wednesday, we're going to be networking. Again, Wind Down Wednesdays.
At the place I do trivia. I do trivia every Tuesday night at Crazy Cucumber.
Yes.
7 p.m. Crazy Cucumber on Tuesday nights. You're there on Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights, 5 to 7 p.m. So that's always a good group to come out and network with. We have some regulars that come out every week.
Martone
and then we
goes.
do, yes. And we do get new people every single week. So I'm really excited about that. And it's great to see people joining our network. So if you guys are free, you want to come do some social, casual networking where I can actually introduce you to people. So definitely come out. Crazy Cucumber, Wednesday, 5 to 7. Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, 5 to 7. Thanks, Sonda, for being here today. Talk to you next Monday.
Yes, talk to you next Monday.
You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
How to grow a popular and beautiful mini fruit. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
For generations, we've worked the land. We've faced hardships and uncertainty before, but you can depend on Florida's farmers. We will continue to rise before dawn and harvest our crops, ensuring that Florida-grown fruits and vegetables are in your stores and that your family is fed. We are providers for our families and yours. We're Florida's farmers.
And improperly refused to let them amend their lawsuit. Wauwatosa police have arrested a 15-year-old Milwaukee boy who they believed opened fire at a Mayfair mall Friday afternoon, sending 8 people to the hospital. Police Chief Barry Weber said the suspect was arrested Saturday night and that the shooting was the result of an altercation between 2 groups of people. Police had said Friday that witnesses described the shooter as a white man in his 20s or 30s, but Weber described the suspect as a 15-year-old Hispanic boy. His firearm was recovered during the arrest. USA Radio News.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
800-896-8242. 800-896-8242. That's 800-896-8242.
Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440.